Hello everybody, Jared back again, and welcome to another episode of NHL 21 Franchise Mode with your Vancouver Canucks. Alright guys, let's just jump back into this. So, end of last episode, we got the first few weeks of the 2025-2026 season simulated. Looks like we are almost in December there, and yeah, we were doing not too bad. 14-4-6, 34 points. If I remember correctly, we are tied for first in the league. Not doing too terrible, but we're definitely struggling a wee bit in that last month. Things that we're looking at. I think our forward group is what we're going to be going forward with. These guys are awesome. We've lost some stat growth, but still, if you're looking at the right side and our center depth, absolutely glorious. Army X is doing okay. Hoping he's going to come. I mean, he's point per game, so really I cannot complain too heavily. And Ma's also not doing terrible, so those guys are coming along. I'm still hoping they're going to have a bit of a boost. They're only 19 and 20, so they're going to do fine. We have an insane third line, to be completely honest. Bo Horvat being a third line center is pretty ridiculous. But the real problem we're having is on defense. So I got Devon Taves last episode, hoping that he would help out our third line, but he just does not fit our scheme at all. So I think I'm going to be getting rid of him early on in this. And I think also Taves also doesn't fit that third line at all. And that's really what I want him for anyway. So I've gone along and I've actually found a few people that I want to go pick up. And then for Scratched, we have this Why Not, and he fits a little bit better on that third line, and he's can easily jump in here. He's only I'm thinking about sending him down and bringing back up somebody else that we have. I think his name's Ginning or something like that down in the minors, and I think I'm gonna do that first and foremost, because yeah, this Why Not guy really does not fit our schemes either. So let's start off by doing that little bit of a roster move. I don't think Ginning is actually going to help us out that much, to be completely honest, but let's just get this started here. So sending Why Not down, and then in the system, Ginning, I'm going to call him Ginning. And if we go look at him, I believe he has an overall fit that's fairly well. He does come in as a top 4, and his defensive stats are not bad. So there's a good possibility that we will use him. But I do want to get rid of both DeHaan and whoever the hell we also had. Edit lines. I guess we're going to have to do maybe best lines down in the AHL is the problem. I'm assuming these guys are where it's at. Yeah, let's just do best lines. Yeah, that fixed it all up. There's nobody in the forward group that I'm overly worried about here. I probably could make this better, but I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, I was here what the problem was. Yeah, Alex Adler is now listed as a minor top 2. So can't bring you up, Alex. I'm sorry. Being 77 overall at 39 years of age, though, is pretty ridiculous for Alex there. Okay, let's do these trades before we head on into the rest of the season. So who I found. Let's go see if I can find them. First thing was from Boston, Brandon Carlo. Love Brandon Carlo. These guys are having an awesome season. So what I'm thinking, do they have Max Domi? No, we're not talking Max Domi. How many times have we had Max Domi in this series, guys? We're not doing it. Brandon Carlo, he has half decent potential value. There we go. But he's a defensive defenseman. 86, 87, 87. Not bad at all. He's on a pretty decent salary. I'm just really hoping he has been scouted on the third line pairing. We don't really have a lot scouted from him, so this is basically going to be a shot in the dark. There's a good chance it's not going to work at all. So here's just really hoping. I'm going to try and do, if I could, just Taves directly. I could also use the potential of this guy here because we really will not use it. But let's see. Taves will not do it. Okay, if I did Taves and then possibly just some garbage, do I have any garbage I can send his way? It doesn't look like it. What about just any garbage at all? There's this, so it's really just this guy. There's also a medium top 6 at 20 at 53. I mean, I could definitely send that along. I could send beginning. Thoughts as I go through Utenin. None of these guys have a lot of potential. All right, you know what? Let's just do do we have any goalie prospects? Not just the Helm guy, which we're probably gonna want to use later on. We have 2 seconds. What if I threw in a fourth? Would that be enough to send this over? Looks like it's pretty close. Will they say not particularly interested and you want to give up? I don't really want Taves on this team, to be completely honest. What if I gave up a third for next year? Is that going to be enough? Not particularly interested. I don't really want to give up too much here. Let's just take a look. What kind of garbage do I have? I got a little bit of garbage, some low top sixes. What if I sent you this guy? Is that going to be enough to send it over? Not quite. Okay, I'm gonna have to send a few of those guys, I guess, then. What about both of these two? Hope that's probably too much now. Come on. Accepted. Short end of the stick. I'm just totally fine with that. Invalid roster lines. Go to roster moves. They did not bring him up, apparently. That's interesting. All right, let's go in the system here. Wait, what? If he's already up, then it doesn't need to be a roster move. What are you guys talking about? Go to edit lines. Telling me we need a roster move when he's already in the lineup? I disapprove. Defense. All right, let's see how he fits on this here. We're getting a 0 overall. His line fit isn't insane. And that doesn't do much better. That was kind of what I was thinking. But it might also just be that DeHaan here is also trashed. Okay, so I'm going to continue on here. I'm going to say that this is fine. And what I'm going to do, because his defensive stats are so good, I'm probably going to put him on a lot of, because he does want to be a, oh no, roll of top 6. Never mind. I'm going to leave him exactly where he is. I was going to say I'm going to put him on, oh, sorry, frog in my throat, some defensive stuff, but I think I'm going to leave him as is. All right, next one I want to grab was sending DeHaan for, I believe it was Columbus. Yes, and who was it in Columbus? Saucy or something along those lines. Where were you? He was a pretty, yeah, this guy right here. They also have Cody Ceci. What is Cody Ceci? A two-way defender? Not actually terrible stats, to be completely honest. What do you say? Defensive pairing 1. Hell no, Cody. It was, well, there is this Carlson guy as well. Gabriel Carlson is a defensive defenseman. Defensive pairing 2, though. That was why I didn't want him. There's this guy, though. Carlson Susi. 6'5", 80 overall, decent defensive stats, defensive defenseman. It would mean 2 defensive defensemen, which would not be exactly what you want, but I think it does kind of fit a little bit more with what I'm going for now. Who was it that? Oh, it's going the other way around here. Not why not DeHaan. So DeHaan actually has some half decent value here. He's an OFD. Okay, you know what? We're just going to say it. And then see if we can get back some kind of pick or something. Or maybe even another kind of defenseman here. This guy is 21 overall, two-way defenseman. We're definitely not going to be able to get you. And I don't need that kind of stuff there. I think we're probably just going to go... I mean, I could get CC. Could be a little bit of an interesting choice. There's also this McKay guy. A defensive defenseman. Huh. Got half decent stats. Right now, you be defensive pairing 1, though. Although, that would drop everybody back. They don't want to get rid of him. Defensive pairing 1. Still on his entry level. We're absolutely not going to be able to get him. Would we? What do we have? Sorry, now I'm actually just getting a little bit interested in this guy because... So getting rid of that, we can move everybody down, including Jet Wu there. What do I have to get rid of that I could get this dude? Because who do we have in our defensive core here? I'm now not even remembering. Let's do a value. Sterling is coming up, and we have Yolevi. So Yolevi is taking over that top spot right now. But he could drop down to line 2. Ulevi could drop down. Sterling is coming up quickly, though. Probably in the next year or so, he's going to be jumping into that top 4. You know what? No, I'm going with what we have. I'm going with what we have, and I'm going to try and get that other guy. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, McKay. I don't need any more big guns. We don't need you either. It was, what is it, Saucy or whatever his name is. Susie, Saucy. Where are you, dude? There you are. Okay. But we can still get something back. Let's just aim for some kind of draft pick. Can I get a 3rd? Let's see if that'll go through. Rejected. Yeah, I figured that was the case. What about a 4th instead? Squeeze as much as we can from you. Perfect. All right. Go to roster moves. I don't care about the roster moves. Just go to edit lines. I'm hoping that they would have brought that Saucy guy in there. Yeah, I know we got rid of Dahan. I'm sorry. Saucy, let's see if we can get at least a -3. What are your guys' problems here? You don't like it that much. What if we put Jinning in here? It's because they're both defensive defensemen. Okay, I think that's what we're going to go with. So this guy has a little bit of room to grow. He's got some half-decent defensive stats. And Carlo's quite good. And then we can use Susie in a secondary role. So this is a little bit better. It's not the -2 that we had before. I understand the reason they're both defensive defensemen. That's why they were getting the minuses. It really should be a offensive defenseman, but I just wanted more defensive defensemen. All right, let's see if that solves our problem a little bit. It's giving a youngster that has worked his way up through the basement there, and then we have scratched Susie here, who is listed as a top 6, so he's not going to be loving the fact that he is in a scratched role as a 7th D, but hopefully he will get some ice time. Hopefully is a wrong word. He may get some ice time. Let's see how that works. Okay, I'm going to stop making moves here. I think that's not a bad spot to be in. And obviously we're going to make some moves closer to the trade deadline, getting some picks. We may even use our value at the actual trade deadline. Possibly. We'll see where we are. Let's get ourselves to the trade deadline and see where we're at. So let's get a few more months, John. We might even have to do a little bit more changing to our defense here just to see. All right, I'm just going to go straight up to whatever date I just stuck there, and we'll see where we're at. 8-6 loss. Yuck. Come on, boys. Keep that puck out of the net. There we go. Terrible. Scouting. I'm going to go through and do a little bit of scouting. Let's see how much we've got. There is a power forward, Mikiel, which is pretty awesome. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to scout the top 10 and I will bring you guys back once I'm done. Okay, so I've scouted the top 31 here. Let's just see if there's any steals we've picked up so far anywhere out in the world. Looks like we have a potential goalie here, so let's pin you. A potential grinder. Can I scout you here? Actually, just to see what you look like. There's a pretty good chance that's going to be nothing, but might as well check. Any low elites that we've discovered? Not really. I guess this guy would be the only guy to really consider, so let's send out some scouting out there. Cool. And then let's take a look at top 6s because I don't really care about any of that. We do have a gem here at 74. So let's throw a scout this guy's way. I'm going to pin you too just because you are a gem, at the moment at least. All right, any top 6s that look like they are out of their range? This guy's already being scouted, so is that guy. So is that guy, actually. So nothing there. And the low top 6. Could be a steal, looks like in the late 2nd round. So, okay. Let's send a scout out that direction. And I think that should be it for you guys, other than top 4s here. 2 medium top 4s, both in the top 10 there. Or sorry, the top, what you would call it. Let's also send a scout this guy's direction, even if he's only a starter out there. That's not a terrible spot to be. I'll pin you too, Mr. Parsons. All right, cool. Let's continue jumping along. All right, there's a win against a pretty good team. A loss. Huge loss there. Hate that. Come on, goaltending. We're just jumping back and forth here, which I hate to see. We're at least putting the puck in the net usually, but it does seem to be going back and forth and back and forth. Looks like I'm just gonna say no to that. I don't know who they wanted to give me, but I'm saying absolutely no. This team is doing just fine as it is, 28-6. The Blackhawks have fired their coach. I'm actually kind of okay with my coach. Yikes, look at that win. Good for us. That's 4 wins in a row. And then a bad defensive game, but at least we put the puck in the net and get a point out of it. Hate losing points in those tight games. We are definitely putting the puck in the net. Carlo is losing morale because of ice time. And Brock Besser, I'm assuming he's going to be back here shortly. It looks like next week. So let's take a quick look here. Carlo is struggling due to ice time there. So what I think I'm going to do, let's put Uten in here, sub on all lines. It's going to be a bad time, but Brock's going to be back quite shortly. If Carlo's mad, I'm just going to do that for a little while. Yeah. Didn't really change. Go back to edit lines. Oh, on the PK. Oh, right. That's the other thing. I had a comment from Alan Fang about putting Brock back on the PK. And I did, but now he's no longer there. So we're going to have to, let's actually throw what's his face on here for now. Nope, that's lefty. Altonen, sub in there. And I also changed the 3-on-3. And that's what it looks like right now. I'm wondering if I can fix this actually now that that has happened. So Ginning, can I put Carlo in there instead? Still a -1. What if I did that? -3? Okay, -1. I can't really get it above a -1 for some weird reason. Like my defense just absolutely hate it. What if I put Ginning here instead? Oh, there we go. There, now all of our defensively minded people are happening. So that was Joe Plays 5. He wanted to know what the 3-on-3 lines looked like. There we go. 3-on-3 power play. But we could also go to, is it extras? No, 3-on-3. There we go. This is what 3-on-3 looks like, and I think that I'm more than happy to leave that as is. But if you wanted to see, that's what 3-on-3 looks like. Pedersen, Vasily Podkozin, Jack Hughes, AX, Bo Horvat, and Ma. Okay, let's continue simming here. Yeah, it looks like we are going to get Brock back at the end of the week here, and we are winning without him. Apparently, the Brock star is unnecessary for the Canucks to wreck face. And yes, I'm saying wrecking face once again. All right, Brock is back. We're going to put him back in the lineup. Let's get him in here. Brock Besser. Yeah, you're going to become a healthy scratch. Did that put him back on the power play? Let's see here. It did. So he's back on the point in the power play using that wicked wrister. Shootout win. Man, we are just winning games here, guys. Absolutely. This is in Utica, so I'm just going to have Utica replace the player. Not really looking too deep in Utica. Our only prospect is our defensive prospect, who I forget his name constantly, but he is in the junior leagues, so we're not even using him right now. All right, there is another. Oh, no, I didn't want to edit lines manually. Just best lines it down here. Thank you. Looks like we put somebody injured in there, unfortunately. Somebody. I've already scouting the first round, so I'm not going to look at the draft class. It looks like we're losing a little bit. This is best lines it. I'm going to get myself done our Philly game and then go think about things here. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got. Chemistry is up. Jack Hughes is leading the way. Let's actually just take a look at our points here. See where we're at. We are just barely holding on to that first spot in the division. The Oilers are definitely creeping up, but it is definitely a two-man race. Arizona is not doing bad, but they are definitely not in the same realm as us and the Oilers. Goals for to goals against looks okay, not fantastic. We have the best goals for, which is amazing. Our goals against is not good. In fact, it's the third worst, so we're definitely not keeping the puck out like we would want to. Our power play is lethal. Both Edmonton and our power play, just like in real life, although not this year. The Canucks power play is absolutely trash right now in real life. Hating to see it. Fairly middle of the road when it comes to penalty kill. And last 10 has been a 7-3. And we're fairly consistent on both home and away. So I'm looking not too terrible. All right. Let's go take a look at personal stats here. How's the team doing? Jack Hughes. So we have basically, I could even say Quinn. Oh, actually, look at Brock. If he didn't have those injuries. So we have, what is that? 7 players that are around a point per game. Not bad at all. That's basically our top 6. And then Quinn Hughes. Love to see it. Yeah, if I looked at just forwards, our top 6 is a point per game. And then Horvat and Gaudette and Lind are all coming in next. Lind's struggling a little bit, but both Horvat and Gaudette, they both have, or at least Horvat does. Yeah, never mind. It just looks like Horvat has that. Words I'm looking for here, guys. Power play time. Look at the amount of goals Enderby has for the amount of shots. Like, Vasily Bodkozin shoots a lot. Enderby doesn't. Exelby? Army X does not shoot a lot, but he's scoring a decent amount of goals, which is lovely to see. Already 33 goals in that time. Let's take a quick look at just defensemen. So both the Hughes brothers are doing amazing. Love to see it. Quinn Hughes is doing, Oli Levy's doing fine. So is Jet Wu. Carlo's not doing terrible. He has a negative, so does Saucy, actually. And Saucy I think he's mad due to, lost to ice time. So I wonder if I want to bring Saucy in for just a little while. Just so I can keep him a little bit happy. And I think I'm going to. I think Saucy's coming in. Let's see how big of a negative we get from doing that. And then we're just going to take a look at our progress reports and go on from there. So let's do defenseman here. So if I put Saucy in with Jet Wu, we get a -3. What about if I did Saucy? Okay, but I don't want to take Jet Wu out. Okay, you know what? We're doing this. Carlo, you're being taken out for a little while. I know it's a bit weird that I'm doing this. And that's how it's going to go. We're doing that. We're doing that for a little while. I'm sorry, Carlo. You're probably who we want. We could just get rid of Saucy. It might not be a bad idea. I think that Carlo kind of won out on that experiment. And I think we'll probably do that just so he doesn't lose too much morale. But bring his morale back up before we get to the trade deadline might be helpful. Just so we have a little bit of value on him before we get rid of him. All right, let's see what kind of growth we're looking at here. Gaudette, you're still getting all that stat growth. Brock Besser, Army X, all natural. Look at those puck skills. Offensive awareness, 89. Love to see it. Shot is lethal. Defensive awareness has gone up, which is amazing. Actually, he's actually really good defensively. Love to see it. And a amazing physical category, obviously, as a power forward. Love to see it there, dude. Anybody else that I don't think any of these guys, these are all stat growths. DiPietro, that's just stat minuses because you're having a bad season. Yeah, our goalies, man, they're just having a rough. We have to go in and actually see what they're looking like. Oh, look at Sterling, you guys. Look at this dude. He's going to be amazing next year. Love it. Love it. Offensive awareness isn't great, but he's a defensive defenseman, so that's not a bad idea. He's got a hard-ass shot. Defensive stats, glorious. Endurance is great. He's aggressive. What is his discipline? 85? Awesome. He's going to be amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. I want to see how terrible our goalies are doing. That does seem to be our weakness right now, guys. We're not doing absolutely great in the goaltending or defensive department, to be completely honest. Both of them are under 900. They're getting the points I need, sort of. At least Wallstead is. DiPietro definitely isn't. Are you getting... You're getting morale, but you're also losing morale for statistical minuses. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully he's going to be okay. Okay, let's get ourselves up to the trade deadline here, guys. No, I didn't want to go that far. Trade deadline and do a little bit more. I may even go in looking for one other defenseman, just cause. So let's go up to the 24th here and see where everything's at. See if we can get saucy. I mean, it was my fault for doing what I did. You want to send me Hey Jack for our goalie in 3. No, I don't even know who that is, but I don't care if he's worth a goalie of that caliber, who sucks, but I'm going to say that caliber because he is a elite and he's worth some potential. Why not has been injured. Replace player, please. All right, this is Bjork for no. I really should be taking away all these guys in my trade deadline here. Not trade deadline, my trade block. Okay, boys, we can be doing a little bit better. I would love to get to, if we can get to 40 wins here, just best lines it. If we can get to 40 wins here before the trade deadline, I would be ecstatic. I highly doubt we're going to get there, but hey, crazier things have happened. We only need to win 4 out of the next 5. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. Prove me wrong. Are we going to win this and give us a chance? Just keep best lining it. Second. So you want a starter, a second for Zach Austin Reese and Anderson. I'm going to decline. I want to do it myself. Okay. Look at these Canucks go. Awesome. There is a chance that if we were to win this game, we're going to get 40 wins. I'm going to leave it up to them to see if they can do that for us. Now, I want to do a little bit more work on this defensive core. I think the Saucy is good, but he did not quite meet the needs I needed from him. Although, let's actually take a quick look here. If he fits that, okay, he doesn't really fit the third line great. Does he fit it better than Carlo? They're exactly the same. I'm going to hold on to Carlo. What do you have for a 2 years? So he's going to be really, really mad because of loss of ice time, but I'm putting him back in, so he should be a little bit happier. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go see if I can get a half-decent, medium-range, offensive defenseman, lefty. Are you even right, D? You are. Lefty offensive defenseman to play with Carlo on this third line. Let's see what we can find. Post trade. Now, I guess I could obviously go looking for a trade, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here. Just going to go to defenseman only. Let's go by overalls. Looking for roughly an 82. Ryan Graves is probably a little bit old. Defensive defenseman. I don't need another defensive defenseman, so we're not going to say that. Fowler is a 2-way. Well, really, I thought he would have been an OFD. Okay, let's go the other way this time. I've been going forward. Morrissey's too good. Ethan Bear is a little bit too good. 2-way defender, not terrible. You would fit on the defensive pairing 3. That'd be an interesting choice. How long is your contract for? 2 years at that price? And you would fit the top 6. Could go for that. That is, I'm just going to write this down. Winnipeg and V. Henula. Don't even know who that guy is. All right, that's a good option. Let's see what else we got here. To Washington. You want to get rid of Lindell, but he's expensive. Nate Schmidt. I think Nate Schmidt should be an offensive defenseman, to be completely honest. Top 4 would fit on all of our defensive pairings. Oh, really? We actually really like Nate Schmidt, apparently. But we're not grabbing you. I'm sorry, dude. Hugo Haas, 25, 2-way defender. Top 4 pairing. Nope. Okay, we're going to keep on looking then. Let's go to Vegas. Petrangelo, no. Honka, I mean, 2-way defender. Defensive pairing 1, nope. Capublanco. Kyle Capublanco. You are 2-way defensive pairing 3. Decent deal for that. Caleb Jones, I think this is. Yeah, Caleb Jones, 2-way, decent stats. Top 4. Because the Capablanca would also not be a bad idea. 28. Really good defensive stats, although his defensive awareness is not great. In fact, I would love anybody with a above a plus 25, a plus 5. Sorry. This is Nicholas Huey, defensive defenseman, great defensive stats, but we don't need that. Defensive pairing 2 as well. All right, let's keep looking. Toronto got Lindgren, Jacob Slavin, Rasmus Sandin. Savard is a little bit old, but has the stats I'm looking for, but defensive pairing 2, so that's a no-go. Troy Stetcher, 2 ways, got the stats I'm looking for, defensive pairing 2. God damn it, Troy, you would have been fun to bring back. What is this? John Moore, great defensive stats. So he's a defensive defenseman, so that doesn't really work. All right, let's keep looking here. Being picky, I want them 80 overall or more. Hedman, Peterson here, Marcus Peterson, 2-way, decent stats, top 4. You're a little bit old. I mean, I'm not going to be horrified to grab an older guy, but defensive defenseman, so I'm going to say no to you. St. Louis, Krug, no. Falk looks like he has fallen off. Yeah, I mean, OFD is kind of what I want. He doesn't fit on any of our lines, so never mind. There is Arbicator. Yeah, no, just too much value. Yeah, too much value. Can't do that. Sharks get a declining Carlson, get a declining Ryan Murray. Ryan Murray has a surprising lack of value there. 2-way defender, fits on none of my schemes though. Ian Cole, is that his name? Yeah, Ian Cole. Defensive defenseman, so I'm going to say no to you. Anderson, Mickey Anderson. I don't know why I don't know this guy. 2-way defender, top 4 though. Man, they keep getting us with that. Top 2 is a no-go. He'd be some pretty, he wouldn't be half bad, though. I could potentially drop down Jet Wu and play this guy. No, he's a defenseman. I'm really looking for OFD. I know I could be using the trade finder here, guys, but I kind of like to go see. It's kind of nice to see how everybody's looking. And I'm thinking that a 2-way might even be what we're looking more than an offensive defenseman. We'll see. Jeremy Roy, offensive defenseman, not bad defensive stats. Defensive pairing 1. Damn it. McCabe, 2-way, not bad offensive, but he wants to be second line, so that's a no-go. I kind of want that, Philippe Myers here. He's a giant of a man, 2-way, decent stats, defensive pairing 2. Damn it. I might have to suck it up and look at some 79 overalls. This guy doesn't have any. What were you? 2-way? 2-way. You're not getting any because we haven't. She hasn't been playing, I don't think. I mean, what I could do is I could just go back to the people that we've already found, couldn't I? Brandstrom is a OFD, not half bad. Defensive pairing 1. Nope. Dermott is going to be top 4. Yeah, defensive pairing 2. Montour, 2-way, defensive pairing 3. 86, 85, 85. Not a bad idea. Yulson, defense though. Yeah, nope. And Thompson, Lassie Thompson. Never heard of you, my friend. Depth D, 2-way, not half bad defensive stats, but he's not playing, which is interesting. I'm interested here in Montour. Okay, if I did Montour for, it was Susie, right? Straight up Montour for Susie. Would you accept this? I highly doubt you would. Not quite. What if I threw in some garbage? Some garbage. Just want all skaters, and let's do this. Medium top 4. Medium top 4 forward. I mean, that's a lot of value. Low elite at 20. There we go. We can probably get ourselves a pick here. Try for a 4th. Value looks skewed in their favor, but I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, they actually didn't say we We didn't steal from them, if that makes sense. Let's see what that looks like if we throw in this new guy in place of Jinning. I'm always pressing the wrong button there. So, Jinning, you are out. Oh, did they not? Oh, he's probably just scratched. Montour, he's a right D. And Carlo does both. Okay, so Montour. Ooh. -3. Okay. I mean, there's that, but it actually doesn't change much. Oh, actually makes it a +3 though. That makes it a negative. And that doesn't make it a positive. So I think I might try this. This makes Montour, who has decent stats, decent defensive stats. He makes him an 83 and makes Luke Hughes a 92 overall. It's a bit interesting, but I'm going to try that out. And all that means is I just need to give you Levy some special teams time. So let's make sure you Levy is on there. Can I make this better in any way? No. All right, so Levy's already on the 4-man power play. He's already on the, yeah, you know what? Levy's getting the time he needs. Definitely. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully Levy doesn't get too mad. Okay, last things we need to do. We have some garbage to get rid of, I think. So let's get rid of some garbage before we call the end of this episode here. What kind of garbage do we got? Not draft picks. Why did I do this? I guess the question is, well, actually, let's see it this way. Because I can probably hold on to all of that trade value. Why am I going all the way there? View contracts. I can hold on to that trade value until the draft, possibly. Luke Hughes is ready for his contract. Ooh, are we ready for this, guys? What is Luke Hughes going to ask for? 10 plus? He wants to come back. Yep, 10 plus. Does it get cheaper as we go up? No, it doesn't. I mean, it does. I think that giving him the 3 years... If I gave him 2, it says he would be an RFA. 3 years brings him up till he is 25. I don't even know if this series is going to go that long. So let's just get him at what we can. So 10, I'm just going to say 0.1 times 0.85 equals basically 8.6. Luke Hughes for 8.6. I think that's not a bad deal. Let's see if he will come to us for 3 years at 8.6. I could probably drop it down to there because I did bump everything up a little bit, but I'm going to say 8.6 for 3 years. Give him a little bit of a bridge deal. It's all we have enough money for. We'll see what that gives us. Okay, anything else here? Ma also wants an extension. Yikes. That is a far more reasonable deal. And actually, at 4 years... we get an even better deal. All right, so 7.875 times 0.85 equals 6.7. If we can get Ma for that, that would be pretty awesome. Not terrible at all. So 6.7. Let's see what he says to this. Offer extension. We don't have a huge amount of cap space. We've got enough for that. And then Shaw wants to come back. Will you give me a deal? You will, absolutely. So we're actually going to save a little bit of money on Shaw. Let's just try 1 year at 1.5. Thanks, dude. Getting, what kind of thing do you want? Absolutely. That's a half decent lower end deal. And then we have Darlene, who also wants to come back for a relatively short deal. This isn't even why I came here, you guys. Oh man, this goaltending duo for that cheap. Not that they're doing well for us. I want to see unsigned. Well, that's just the goalie. So I'm probably going to trade you. All skaters. Okay, so all of these guys, I have the ability to trade them if I want to, and they all have decent potential, so I'm not going to trade them. And I don't really need to trade anybody else. To be completely honest, so we probably have a lot of people scratched that don't need to be, but I don't need more picks. So you know what? Let's just get ourselves to the end of the season here. I'm probably not going to do the playoffs here, but Well, let's actually just get through the trade deadline here, because that's probably going to take a little bit of simming. Brandon Shaw said yes. Moss said yes. Luke Hughes said yes. Ginning said yes. Dalneen said yes. Everybody. And we got ourselves... no, just continue simming. I know they have traded changed the deadline, but we got to 40 wins before the deadline, which is absolutely fantastic. Are we the only team to have reached that point? No, Oilers have also reached it, but we're beating them because we got all those overtime losses. So it's just the Western Division. We're the only guys that have reached that 40-point mark. And I'm assuming we're also absolutely destroying... John Carlson to Boston from Washington for a first round. Yikes, that's a blockbuster if I've ever seen one. Let's see what this guy is. Lazota, I don't know who you are. No, I want to see what you look like. You're a playmaker, not bad offensive stats, but terrible defensive stats. Nope. Decline. Get out of here, dude. Wow, that was not a huge amount of blockbuster trades. Strange. All right, let's get ourselves all the way to the end of the season here and see where we end up. It's a possibility of us getting some hardware this year. We've absolutely wrecked face. We're basically already in a playoff spot, to be completely honest. I don't see us not being able to do it. We're just going to best lines it down there. Not paying attention to those guys at all, to be completely honest. Let's see you. I'm trying to think of how you pronounce this guy's name. DFD, not terrible offensive stats. Good for the top 4 though. Nope. Pajek. I'm like, how do I pronounce that guy's name again? I'm going to... Let's take a quick look at the draft class, see what's been scouted. I'm not going to do... Okay, we do have the majority, at least of that top 6. We're getting a lot of these guys scouted, which is great. So I think I'm going to leave it as is. This guy is not being scouted. Someone go scout this guy, please. I don't know where we're going to land in here anyway. If we do trade up or trade up, we basically have our team finished. So it's really going to be in the top 5 that if I wanted to trade up, I would trade up. Don't know what they're all looking like. Everybody's being traded anyway. Is there anybody in later rounds that we want to look at, though? Any steals? This guy's a little bit of a steal. Am I not scouting you? Let's just look at steals here. This guy's another goalie. This is basically just value if we were to grab these guys. Another goalie. Oh, we're already scouting you. Okay. And a center, a Shen. Parker Shen is already being scouted. Okay, those guys are all being scouted. Let's see if there's any medium elites, low elites that have come out of the woodworks here. You're being scouted. You're not being scouted. You're in the top. Well, if you're in the top 30, I should be scouting you anyway. I doubt you'll be low elite then, but not a bad thing. Are either of these guys being scouted? None of those guys are being scouted. Okay. So they've been scouted once and then been walked away from, it seems like. So these guys, I'm going to leave them just to see if they can get scouted by themselves. We got this gem here. Are you already being scouted? You're already being scouted. Just got to pin you because you're a gem. All right, any top 6s that are looking like steals? This guy's looking like a steal. That guy's looking like a steal. Ooh, we've got a bunch of later round steals there. Love to see it. Nobody else there. There's this guy. Absolute steal. These guys are already being scouted. So I'm just pinning these guys so that they're all pinned. That guy's a little bit of a lower range guy. Any top 4s? This guy. And that's no. All right, I'm going to leave the rest for that. That's fine. Good job, Scouts. Getting a little bit better of a job done here. Mostly because I'm actually, paying attention this time. 9-1 win. Had some decent wins here. We're definitely going to reach that 50 win mark, he says, and then, the Wonder Wizard curse. Ooh. April 26th. Mikey is out. Ouch. All right, well, into the system it goes then. Who's coming up? Sogard? Come on up, dude. Might have to keep you up here for a while. It's Game Morale for his call-up. No, I want to go to goalies. Make sure that Wallstead is the starter, not you, my friend. And you are going to get your time in the, smaller leagues here, Mr. Celos. Still a low starter. He's a pretty good guy there. And then this guy is our 21-year-old medium starter that there's a possibility of him jumping up into a starting role or a backup role at some point in the next few seasons. There we go. There's our 50 wins. 52, 53 wins, maybe? Let's see what we can get out of this. Alex is gaining morale down in the lower leagues there. Come on, guys. I said 52 wins. Don't make me a liar out of this. Come on, Canucks. Come on, guys. Thank you very much. 52 wins. Not a bad season at all. Is there a president's choice in it for us? 113 points. Oh, just barely beat out the Lightning for the President's Trophy. Good job, Canucks. Love to see it. All right, let's take a look at team stats and player stats before we call this an episode, and then we can jump into the playoffs in the next episode here. So we kept our above 4 goals a game average, which is absolutely amazing. We definitely succeeded in lowering our goals against, which is absolutely amazing. We were tied for second best goals against average in the division. Love to see it. I kind of want to see the league now, actually. The Oilers and Vancouver were together, still wrecking face in the power play game, and basically middle of the road when it came to penalty kill. Not great, but not terrible. And once again, we were fairly similar, both home and away. We actually, there we go. I was like, what? That's actually terrible. There we go. Home and away, basically identical, same amount of wins. 5-4-1 in the last 10. Not great, but not terrible. I could look at the entire league, but I'm not going to. All right, let's just take a look at our players here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically 5 point per game players. Looks like Ma and, well, actually, no. Ma did fine. I'm not gonna yell at Ma. He did great. Good job, Ma. The problem with Ma is look at his offensive awareness compared to his passing is not great. Not great at all. He's not the best, the strongest built character player in the entire world. I would love to see a little better from him, but well, we take what we can get, right? Podkozin just did amazing. He's so good, such a good hybrid player, and 361 shots is just fantastic. But Army X, 52 goals, love to see it. His shooting percentage is absolutely insane, to be completely honest. And in 67 games, Brock Besser got 34 goals, which is also really good. Okay, let's take a look at just our no. Just want to look at defensemen, please. See how our defense did. Everybody but Carlo is a plus. So Carlo didn't have a great season. I'm hoping he's going to do a little better now that he's where he needs to be. Quinn Hughes is probably going to be fighting for that Norris. Luke Hughes is doing great as well. Definitely more of a goal scorer than his brother, which is awesome. And you know what? An average of around 30 points for Olli Levy every year is somewhere that I would love for him to stick around in. All right, let's take a look at goalies here. 40 wins for Wallstead is amazing. Wow, look at Sogard. 1 game, 1 win, 2 goals against on 34 shots. Not bad NHL stats there, dude. What is his... right, we have to go to full career stats like this. So he played 1 game. He played 1 game a year the last 2 years and won both of them. And his like NHL goals against average is like 9.52. That is absolutely amazing. Just wrecking face. Well, you know what, dude? There's a possibility that I bring you up as a backup next year. We'll see, because these two are not doing as good as I'd love them to. I actually want to look. We're going to see. Wait until the actual... Let's actually sim up a day. So that everybody is done. Let's actually see who we're going to be playing against. So, Vegas, stop sim. So there we go. So Vegas is who we're playing against. We're going to take a quick look at the entire league. And then, you know what? Before we even look at the entire league, let's look at view lines and go to the Vegas Golden Knights. Just to see what we'll be up against here. So, Vegas Golden Knights. Tarasenko. And then Zachary. I should know who this person is. When were you drafted? 2021. So he'll be in next year's draft in real life. Not terrible, a bit interestingly built, like lots of defensive awareness, but not very good defensive stats. Good offensive awareness. Interesting player there. And then they got Kyler Yamamoto, Hendricks and Tarasenko, Schwartz, William Karlsson, Tatar, Tuck, Cody Glass as their third line center. Interesting. Cody Glass is absolutely a destructive force. And then Peyton Krebs. Wow. Those are some pretty good. And then Jasper Boqvist, man, they're amazing down the center. And their new captain, who's extremely struggling with morale. Let's just put it that way. Lower morale because they have him on the fourth line. But that's just because their depth on the right is their depth is just crazy. They are going to be difficult to take on here. Defensively, we definitely have an edge. Let's take a look at goalies. Definitely have an edge in the goalies here. How did you do this year? Well, similar basically to how we did. Are they do they have an injury in net? No. Who played their games? He only played that 18 games there, that guy. Huh. Okay, let's look at stats across the league here, just for the fun stats before we jump into the playoffs here. So, we haven't done this actually in a while where we've looked at everybody in the NHL. So let's see who did well in the Naslund. Mats Naslund killing in the AHL. I think on like the third line too. No, that's not what I was looking for though. I wanted to look at the whole league, please. Oh, gross. Absolutely disgusting point totals. So Nathan McKinnon and Leon Draisaitl absolutely wrecking face. Rantanen obviously up there with McKinnon. So those two are a disgusting pair. Who is Jack Eichel's partner in crime here? Cole Caulfield is 73 goals. Good Lord. Yeah, look at that shot. 73 goals, 415 shots. Good Lord. All right, so McKinnon has been obviously there with Draisaitl. Oh, Kotkaniemi, how did you turn out to be? Amazing. Well, he's listed as a playmaker, but he's got great defensive stats too. Great. Yeah, well, definitely a playmaker. 90 assists. Good Lord. Yeah, and then Landeskog's also up there. So Drouin, Kotkaniemi, and Caulfield are off absolutely disgusting. Landeskog, Rantanen, and McKinnon are disgusting. And I don't know who was playing with other people there. Goalie and Zegras and Oliver Wallstead. All right, who got obviously? Oh, good Lord, who's this guy? 21 years old, 97 offensive awareness and a 6 shot. Yep. So Army X did okay in the goal department, but he's definitely not in the same realm as these two. Good Lord, Caulfield, that's crazy. All right, let's look at D. Who is going to get this? Heiskanen, and then Makar, John Carlson, and Quinn Hughes. So we're not going to be taking anything from Heiskanen there. He definitely wins out there. Negatives, I mean, Makar could come on top because of the plus minus there. That could come into play. Makar could do it. And then Quinn Hughes also has better points. We're going to see. I'm actually thinking that Makar might take it out there. All right, let's take a look at all skaters and just see who is going to win the Selke here. So looking at takeaways. So Tovanen, terrible at face-off. So giveaway takeaways, O'Reilly, probably going to be it hands down. Yeah. Sean Couturier is doing pretty well himself. Steele. Nico Hischier as well. So I look at giveaways to takeaway ratio and then face-offs. So I think it's going to be O'Reilly there. I think it probably is who it's going to go to. Tavares did okay, but with the amount of takeaways defensively, I think it's going to go to O'Reilly there. There's just not enough. His giveaway takeaway here for Eli Tovanen is great, but he has terrible faceoffs. I don't know who they'll give it to there. All right, let's take a look at goalies. So Wallstead wins in win. Interesting, because if you look at how bad. All right, so let's make sure we have a minimum of 50 games here. Let's take a look at save percentage. So Hellebuck, Markstrom, but Markstrom's ratio was not very good. Yeah, that's going to be a close one. I don't know what they're going to go off of there. Anderson is absolutely not going to be in it. So Wallstead actually didn't do terrible in the realm of goals against average. And like 9.0 is a feat. Getting a 9.5 basically means you're elite in this league. Yeah, 9.5 is elite, which is pretty crazy to say. The fact that Hellebuck got that kind of a save percentage in this league is actually pretty crazy, and there's a reason why he's 90 overall. Jacob Markstrom, ooh, poor Marky. How did you get that kind of stats as a 79 overall? Gross, dude. I think there's a possibility. Oh, and this is his last year on that contract. There's a possibility that that's stat minuses, and that he lost some morale over the year, possibly. Yeah, I'm not too sure who's going to win that. But I think on that note, guys, I'm going to call it an episode. And in the next episode, we are going to get this draft done. The playoffs and the draft done and see how we do in these playoffs. I have a good feeling about this team. If we don't get the cup this year, I definitely think we're going to have a pretty good shot of it next year. But on that note, I'm going to leave it how it is, and I will see you guys in the next episode. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.